We're downstairs in my makeshift grow room. I just set this place up this year. I brought in a couple of my early season tomatoes that I'm trying. I have 6 different types that I started early season. Trying to get a few tomatoes, as quickly as I can. Normally, I would have a couple hundred tomato plants. I'd be jockeying them all over the place, and it just didn't. So much energy getting involved in and producing the tomatoes as fast as possible, and it really isn't that necessary. So I'm just going to come up with a few that are early season, good tasting, and I'll stick with them, and then I will grow my main crop for the summer, for canning and things like that. Anyway, I want to talk to you about these guys. There are 6 different types here. I have the Glacier, which is a 55-day determinate. We have the Earliana, which is a 65-day semi-determinate. We have the Bison, which is a 68-day determinate. And we have the Extreme Bush, which is a 50-day determinate. Then there's Oregon Spring, which is a 65-day. I believe that's an indeterminate. And then we have the Dwarf Arctic Rose, which is 60 days. Anyway, we'll talk about the Glacier over here. Now, this is the second batch. The first batch, they all didn't make it. They sprouted, but they never went anywhere. So I had to replant these, and I replanted them on 2/24, and then I uppotted them on April 7th. And they're looking a little yellow in the leaves, a little sunburn over there on the end, but they'll be okay. They're gonna grow. They got good, nice white roots on them. They'll be doing fine. But very difficult because there was 3 also. I put 3 in a cup. Normally, I'll cut back to 1, or if they're both healthy, I may split them. But because I'm doing these as a test, I tried to save everything that I could and produce as much as I could. The next one is the Earliana, and we have the 3 survived, 1, 2, and 3. This guy didn't do so well. He's way behind compared to the other 2. Now, these were all in the same cup. They're in the same, they get the same of everything. So this guy just happens to be behind the rest of them. Now, they were planted on February 24th and uppotted on April 7th. And then we have the Bison, which also was done on February 24th and uppotted on April 7th. And all 3 of them, they all survived. They 2 in the back are doing a little better than the 1 in the front, but not by much, but just a little better. Then we have the Extreme Bush, March 2/3, so February 3rd, and then we uppotted on March 26th. Now, these guys, you'll see the one there in the small cup. These were all planted at the same time. And yet, that guy is way behind. So, my thoughts are that the genetics of the seed, is not nearly as good as the genetics of these guys. Because they were all in the same pot. They all had the same exact everything. 2 of them took off nice. One of them didn't take up so nice. I'm trying to see what I can do with this to bring this forward, turn it into a viable plant. Normally, I would just discard it at this point, but because I have a limited selection here, I'm going to try to see what I can do with all of them. Anyway, here this guy, we have these were planted on 128, the Argonne Spring, and the two in the back doing very nice, and the guy in the front not doing so good. Now again, same everything. Those two are nice. This guy's in trouble. He's got the purple leaves. The main stem died off, and it's probably not going to make it, but again, we got the time, see what happens. And then the dwarf Arctic rose, all three, genetically speaking, they look good. These have the rugose leaves, they call them, if I'm saying that correctly. And they're looking nice and strong. In fact, I just noticed this one over here. She developing all sorts of roots. So I got to make sure that when I up-pot this for the final resting place where it's going to grow, I'm going to set that guy a little bit deeper. But that's basically it. These are the only ones that I've grown this big. I have the other ones planted, but they're seedlings. They didn't even sprout yet. This is April, I don't know, maybe the 15th, 14th. And this will be my test on the early season tomatoes. All right, thank you.